Have you ever felt drawn to someone and couldn't explain why? Like they completed something missing inside you? Or maybe you've hated someone intensely for traits you can't name. Jung believed there's a hidden opposite living inside you, and most people never meet it. He called it the anima and animus. The anima is the feminine energy hidden in men. The animus is the masculine energy hidden in women. Not gender roles, not stereotypes, something deeper. The unlived life inside you. Jung said this opposite self forms in childhood. You learn what's acceptable to be. The rest gets buried. Boys bury softness, intuition, emotional depth. Girls bury assertiveness, logic, independence. But nothing buried stays silent. The buried opposite becomes a ghost in your psyche. It whispers through your attractions. It screams through your rejections. Every person you love carries a piece of it. Every person you hate mirrors what you've denied. Most people project their anima or animus onto others. Men project their inner feminine onto women they idealize. Women project their inner masculine onto men they romanticize. They fall in love with their own buried self, reflected in another's face. That's why new love feels like coming home. You're not meeting someone new, you're meeting the hidden part of yourself, the part you've been searching for your whole life. Except it was never outside you. Jung warned this creates impossible relationships. You demand the other person carry your hidden self forever. When they fail, you feel betrayed. When they change, you feel abandoned, because you never owned what was yours. The animus in women often appears as strong opinions, harsh inner criticism, a voice that says, "You're not enough." Jung said it's the masculine energy turned against itself, unintegrated, destructive, demanding perfection you can't reach. The anima in men often appears as moodiness, irrational emotions they can't explain, sudden withdrawals. Jung said it's the feminine energy leaking through cracks, unacknowledged, uncontrolled, flooding the conscious mind without permission. Most people spend their lives running from this inner opposite. Men fear being called weak or emotional. Women fear being called aggressive or cold, so they exile half of themselves and wonder why they feel incomplete. Jung said the path to wholeness requires meeting your inner opposite, not rejecting it, not projecting it, meeting it face to face, acknowledging what you've buried, reclaiming what you've denied, becoming complete. For men, this means embracing vulnerability without shame, feeling deeply without apology, accessing intuition without calling it weakness. The anima isn't about becoming less masculine, it's about becoming more whole. For women, this means embracing assertion without guilt, speaking truth without softening it, claiming space without apologizing. The animus isn't about becoming less feminine, it's about reclaiming your power. Jung noticed something strange about people who deny their opposite. They become possessed by it. The man who rejects all softness becomes controlled by secret emotional storms. The woman who rejects all strength becomes tyrannized by harsh self-judgment. What you resist doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It grows in the dark. It waits. And eventually, it takes over. Jung called this being possessed by your unconscious, living at the mercy of what you won't face. The integrated person doesn't reject either side. They access both. Logic and intuition, strength and vulnerability, independence and connection. They move fluidly between opposites because they've made peace with both. Jung said this is individuation, becoming undivided, not choosing one side over the other, but integrating both into a unified self. It's the hardest work you'll ever do and the most liberating. When you integrate your opposite, your relationships change. You stop seeking completion in others. You stop projecting your unlived life onto partners. You show up whole, and you let others be whole too. You also stop hating people for traits you've buried. That person who irritates you with their emotions, that's your rejected anima. That person who annoys you with their bluntness, that's your denied animus. They're mirrors. Jung believed the anima and animus also connect you to the collective unconscious. They're not just personal, they carry ancient patterns. Archetypal energies, the eternal feminine, the eternal masculine, older than your individual story. That's why your anima or animus appears in dreams as mysterious strangers, wise guides, dangerous lovers. They're not random. They're messengers from the deeper self, trying to show you what you've forgotten. Most people ignore these dreams or misinterpret them as signs about external people. But Jung said they're always about you. The stranger in your dream is the stranger inside you, the one you need to meet. Integration doesn't mean balance, it means wholeness. You don't split yourself 50-50, you expand to contain both. Some days you lead with strength, some days with softness, but neither is foreign anymore. Jung warned this journey terrifies most people because it means letting go of your fixed identity, the person you thought you were, the role you've played. Integration requires death of the old self before the new one emerges. That's why so many people stay fragmented. It feels safer, familiar. You know how to be half a person. You've practiced it your whole life. Becoming whole means stepping into unknown territory, alone. But fragmentation has a cost. Exhaustion from maintaining the mask, loneliness even in relationships. A persistent feeling something's missing. Jung said that feeling isn't depression, it's your soul calling you home, to yourself. The work begins with noticing your projections. Who do you idealize? Who do you despise? Both extremes point to your hidden opposite. The traits you worship and the traits you reject. Both are yours. Then comes the hardest part, admitting you contain what you've denied. The soft man acknowledges his tenderness. The strong woman acknowledges her need, not as weakness, as completion, as truth. Jung said when you finally integrate your opposite, something magical happens. You stop feeling incomplete. You stop searching for your other half. Because you've become whole, the search ends, not outside, inside. You also become more creative, because creativity requires both sides. Logic to structure, intuition to innovate, strength to persist, vulnerability to feel deeply. Integrated people create from wholeness, not lack. Your inner opposite isn't your enemy, it's your completion. The missing piece you've been searching for in others. Jung spent his life teaching this, that the journey to wholeness leads inward, to the hidden stranger inside. Most people die without meeting this stranger. They spend their whole lives projecting it onto others, searching outside for what was always within. But some people turn inward, face the mirror, and discover they were never incomplete. The question isn't whether you have an inner opposite. You do. Everyone does. The question is whether you'll meet it, whether you'll reclaim what you've buried, whether you'll stop searching outside and finally come home. Jung believed this is the purpose of the second half of life. Not achievement, not accumulation. Integration, becoming undivided, whole. It's the only journey that matters, and it starts the moment you stop running from yourself. So maybe that person you're drawn to isn't the answer. Maybe that person you hate isn't the problem. Maybe they're both showing you the same thing. The hidden opposite inside you, waiting to be seen, waiting to be whole.